So today we're looking at composite figures. Composite figures are just two or more shapes smushed together to make one figure. And I still have to find the volume. Even though it's more than one shape, I have to find the volume of the whole entire thing. So, I've been given all my different dimensions. That's a lot of dimensions. And for number one, they've already split that up for me into two different shapes. I have two different rectangular prisms. I have to find the volume of the whole entire thing. So how do I need to do that? Split them apart, just like on that video yesterday. The robot took off his head. I've got to take off this shape's head, find the volume of it, then find the volume of its body, and do what to those two volumes? Add them together. So, which one would you like to start with?
The big one.
Okay, let's start with the big one. Big one, what is my volume for, or what is my formula? Okay, so the formula for volume is what?
Length times width times height.
Everybody agree with that? Yes, so if I'm looking at this bottom rectangular prism, what is my length?
8 inches.
8 what?
Inches.
Inches. Times my width, what's that?
4 inches.
4 inches times my height, what's that?
2 inches.
2 inches. So what's 8 times 4?
32.
32. What's 32 times 2?
64.
64. And what is my unit?
64 cubic inches.
Cubic inches. Always cubic because it's volume. Volume is 3-dimensional, so it's inches to the third. Now, is 64 cubic inches my answer?
No.
Why not?
Because you gotta find the top.
Because the question doesn't ask me what's the volume of that bottom square. The question asks me what's the volume of the whole thing. The composite figure, both of them together. So now that I've done the bottom, I'm going to write that in there just because it makes sense to me. I know that I've finished that one. Now what do I need to do? I need to find the volume of the top rectangular prism, correct? The head. So, my formula, length times width times height. What's the length of this?
It doesn't have or
I see one.
2 inches.
I see 2 inches, yeah.
And then
Because think about it like length is always horizontal. Because the length of the wall would be from left to right. The height is always vertical. However tall you are, that's your height. Width is always going to be it's the diagonal lines when they draw it. Because on a flat 2-dimensional sheet of paper, they can't really make it come out. So they're going to draw that with a diagonal line. So my width is always the diagonal line. My length is always horizontal. My height is always vertical. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
That helps me see it sometimes. So the length of that top rectangular prism is what? 2 inches because it's horizontal. And then what is my width?
4 inches.
How did you know it's 4 inches? I don't see a 4 over here.
I saw the body, and then I went to its width, and then I thought 4.
Since it's a composite figure and it's the same width, rectangular prisms have to have the same width throughout. The width over here is also going to be the width over here. So 4 inches. Everybody agree with that?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's my height?
5 inches.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Because what I'm seeing is this whole thing is 5 inches.
No.
But I already found the volume of this part.
That's 3.4 inches. No, 3 inches.
Think about it. Think about it. Look at it and think about it. I need to find the height of just the head. I already found the volume of the body. So what I need to do is find the difference between the height of the whole thing and the height of what I already took out. So what do I need to do, Sueda?
You need to find the length that was on the other side, and since it was 5, you may need to subtract like what was left, or just see what was left, and that would be your
Okay, so my height is 5. I need to subtract the height of what I already found. What height did I already find? 2 inches. Okay, the total height is 5. I have to take out the height that I've already used. So Harrison, what is the height of just my head? 3 inches, because the total is 5. I already used this height of 2. It's gone. So my height is 3 inches. Everybody agree with that? Okay, I gotta multiply 2 times 4 times 3. What's 2 times 4?
8.
What's 8 times 3? 8 times 3? 24. Goodness. 24 what? What's my unit? Cubic inches. Thank you, Angel. Is 24 cubic inches my answer?
No.
Is 64 cubic inches my answer? How do I get my answer, Christian? You add them together. I got 64. I got 24. What's 64 plus 24?
88.
88. And what is my unit? Cubic inches. Any questions? Okay, let's look at number 2. This kind of actually does look like the robot. So where do I need to split that in half? I need to just cut the head off. No, he's a robot. It can go back. So now I have 2 different rectangular prisms, correct? Yes. And I need to do what? I have to find the volume. So what do I need to do?
Do your formula.
I need to use the volume formula to find the volume of both of the separate rectangular prisms. And then do what to those 2 different volumes? Add them together. So which one would you like to do first? Big one or little one? Okay, let's do the head first. My formula is what?
2 inches.
My formula?
Length times width times height.
Okay. For the head, I'm looking at the little head. What is my length?
2 inches.
My length?
No, 3 centimeters.
3 centimeters. Remember, length is horizontal. Length is from left to right. The length of the wall is going to be this way. So what's my width?
2 centimeters. Then you
Remember, width is my diagonal lines. I see a little bitty diagonal line right here.
That's a height.
Oh, that is my height. Sorry. This is my diagonal line.
Yeah, but that's not the head.
Yeah, but what do we know? Oh, wait, I'm confused.
Because we're doing the head first.
Because it's pointing to the line.
You're right. You're right. So this is my width, right? Right?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I'm not sure. No, yeah, I'm sure. Okay. And then what's my other one? 1 centimeter. There we go. 3 times 2 times 1. What's that? 6. 6 what?
6 cubic inches.
Cubic centimeters. Is that my answer?
No.
No? What is that?
That's the volume of the head.
It's the volume of the little square, the little rectangular prism. Now what do I need to do?
The volume.
I need to find the volume of the big box. So what is my length?
6 inches. No, 7 centimeters.
7 centimeters. What's my width?
6 inches.
6 centimeters. What's my height? 1 centimeter again. So this time the height is the same throughout. And what's 6 times 7?
42.
Times 1? 42. And what's my unit? Cubic centimeters. Is that my answer?
No.
Is 6 centimeters my answer?
No.
What is my answer?
You have to add
Everybody agree with 48?
Yes.
48 what? Okay, number 3. I have another robot. I have 2 different rectangular prisms smushed together. My composite figure. Sometimes it's a composed figure, sometimes it's a composite figure. Same thing. What do I need to do?
Split it.
I need to split it. I need to take his head off, correct?
Yes.
Where do I need to split it?
In the head. In the head. Like chop his head on.
Right there?
Yeah.
Is that chopping his head off?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what do I need to do?
Find the volume.
Define the volume.
I need to find the volume of both. And then do what? Add them together, right, Edelson? Okay, so let's look at this one first. We know our formula is volume equals length times width times height. So looking at the big rectangular prism, what is my length? 6 feet times my width. What's my width?
3 feet. 3 feet.
3 feet, because it's going backwards. It's my diagonal line. And what's my height?
2 feet.
Now again, it doesn't matter what order you multiply these in. If you get confused, like I did on that last one, and call your width your height, it doesn't matter. As long as you multiply them all together. Multiplication is commutative, so it doesn't matter which order you multiply them, right? As long as you make sure you get all 3. What's 6 times 3?
18.
18. What's 18 times 2?
36.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
And what is my unit?
Cubic feet.
Cubic feet. Is that my answer?
No.
No. It does not ask me what is the volume of that big rectangular prism. It asks me what is the volume of the composite figure. That's only half of it. So I have 36 cubic feet. Now I have to find the volume of the little guy's head. What is my length?
4 feet.
4 feet. What is my width?
2 feet.
What is my height?
2 feet.
What's 4 times 2?
8.
What's 8 times 2?
16.
That's supposed to be times, not equals. 16 what?
Cubic feet.
Cubic feet. Is that my answer?
No.
No. That's just his head. How do I get them together, Christian? You add them together. 36 plus 16. What is it?
42.
I got 52. You forgot to carry your 1. 52 what? What's my unit?
52 cubic feet.
Cubic feet. Everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Anybody have any questions?
No.